Hmm. Pretty bright. I think it's too bright. I think it's too bright. Let me try to close the window. So much glare. Oh, that cuts down a little bit of the glare, right? You don't think so? I think so. See if we can find some interesting people to join us online. If not, we're going to talk about what we're going to talk about, regardless of the 5 people, 7 people that are going to watch this week. We're still going to do this lesson. We're still going to do this lesson regardless if there's only 5 people that watch this video. Okay. We're still doing this. Don't worry. We got this. We're okay. We got this. We got this. I hope that you guys can hear well. I'm still getting set up. This is a cool topic today. I think this is going to be a really cool topic. I think this is going to be a cool topic because it's very useful to help us deal with the issues of the heart that we're always dealing with the issues of the heart that always sometimes kind of can be confusing for some of us, and also it can be a source of where we have a lot of attachments. I'm still waiting for my coffee to do its thing, you know what I mean? I got this drip coffee from Vietnam, but sometimes it takes forever. Great coffee, it's the best, but it takes forever. Brother trying to get on the ball, you know what I'm saying? I gotta actually start the coffee a half hour before I start my set. So, what's going on? But it's so worth the wait, though. It is. It's really worth the wait. Today, today's topic is about helping people, and when is helping hindering, when is helping causing suffering, and when you should help, and when you should stop helping. Because there comes a point in time where you help people, where it starts to be something that it's adding a crutch to their life. It's not. You're supposed to help people to get on their feet, not to carry them. You know, you help people to get on their feet, but not to carry them. You ain't supposed to be carrying people, because then it forms a dependency. And if you stop doing the dependency, it starts to look like, oh, you're being rude, you're being mean, or, when they start to depend on you because of the help that you give, the support that you give, it can be very, very confusing. But if you make a commitment, you have to stick to your commitment. That's another thing also, sticking to our commitments. And if you are committed, be about it and do it right. You have to do it right. It's still dripping, bro. It is still dripping. I'm playing with it. You guys want to see it? All right, cool. Don't look at my messy room, but look, this is the coffee thing, man. This is the coffee drip that I like to drink in the morning. This is the one that has a mind of its own. It could take 5 to 10 minutes, or it could take a half an hour, depending on its attitude. All right? Depending on the coffee's attitude. So that's that's what I'm dealing with. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start. Namo Bangsu Teka Moni Fat. Namo Bangsu Teka Moni Fat. Namo Bangsu Teka Moni Fat. Putang Dhammam Saranang Kachami Tutiyampi Tatiyampi. Putang Dhammam Saranang Kachami Som Atmamotaniya Satu Satu Satu. Amitofo, Amitofo, Amitofo. For those who are unfamiliar with my page, and who am I, strange guy? My name is Bhante Panya, or Jihui Vashu Jihui. I'm a Buddhist monk of 10 years. I currently live in Vietnam. I've been living in Southeast Asia and throughout Asia for the past 10 years. Or more, actually more, but as a monk for 10 years. And I live in a monastery. I have been living in monasteries. And I practice the art of meditation, mindfulness, wholesome living, and cultivating awareness and how to be happy. The art of art of living happily. Living happily and being in the monastery doesn't mean that you sit, hum, meditate for thousands of hours and, discourage technology. It means that you live a life without so much attachment. You live a life of humility, happiness. You live a life where you don't live in regret. You live a life where you push yourself to the limits of your ability, not someone else's expectations. The limits of your ability, not someone else's expectations of you. Okay? A lot of people have their expectations on what a monk should be doing, what it should be like, but these are imaginations. Okay, a lot of this is imagination. You come to live in the monastery to push yourself and to change your behavior, your downfalls, not whatever somebody thinks that you need to change first. You have to be wise enough, brave enough to categorize the potentials in your life, to categorize the possibilities, and prioritize what needs to be moved around for you to develop to change. A lot of people don't understand that. Even practitioners themselves, they don't understand that. Even the people in the monasteries, they don't understand that. And they try to live up they live in the monastery trying to live up to the expectations of others, and they burn themselves out. And because they burn themselves out, they do a lot of things that are chaotic. So today we're talking about helping, and when does helping someone become a nuisance? When does helping someone actually become a problem? Let me finish this real fast so I can get onto the ball here. Sorry, you guys. Sorry, every one person. Sorry, one person. Just bear with me. One person watching, don't worry. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. What is going on with the cup? I swear there's like glue in this coffee cup. All right, we're done with you, buddy. We're done with you for today. We're done with you for today. Done with you for today. Had enough of this confounded foolery. I have enough of that. I want to start drinking my coffee. You playing around. Go ahead and hang out over there if you want to. You know what I like about living in Southeast Asia? All those products that you get from Whole Foods, supposed to be Whole Foods, whatever, and organic stuff, it's just normal. Here you can get organic foods, it's just normal to have them. The foods that are not organic are expensive. The fact that you have real food here is pretty awesome, you know? I love that part. Brown sugar is cheap. White sugar is available. A lot of people don't like to use white sugar, to be honest with you. I mean, it's available. It's not like people don't use it, but a lot of people, they don't like to use white sugar. They like brown sugar. It's so weird because when I was going through Cambodia, I never knew that sugar was actually brown. I didn't know it was brown like that, you know, and they used to cook it on the side of the roads and sell it. Bless our brother, watch him about to go to sleep. Oh, okay, we have more than one person. Let me get on the ball here. Let me get on the ball here and get to work. Okay, stirring the coffee here. As I stir the coffee, I remember the movie Get Out, and I wonder if I am hypnotizing myself. Hypnotize my own self. I wonder if that's possible. Cheers. Amitabha. Okay, so now we're back to what we were talking about before. As soon as they say the compassionate hand in helping others. Okay, the compassionate hand in helping others without creating more suffering. That is the topic of today, and the Buddha's teaching gives us several layers of generosity and service. Okay, one, giving what is genuinely needed. This is a big thing. Okay, if you give something, make sure it is something that is genuinely needed. Don't give useless things. In Buddhism, dana, which means generosity, it's foundational. It is a pillar of the Buddhist practice amongst monks or regular practitioners. But the dharma is to formulate a source and sense of generosity, not only for yourselves but for others. Okay, we must be generous to each other. Generosity isn't merely just or simply throwing things at people. The spirit behind the givings, it matters. It doesn't mean just start throwing random things at people and thinking, well, they're not useful for me. Maybe they'll just be useful to somebody else. No, it means giving things, thinking about what people possibly need and giving it to them. Being thoughtful. It means that you should be somewhat thoughtful. When someone's hungry, what is more compassionate? What is more compassionate? Giving them a philosophy book or giving them food? Someone's thirsty. What are you going to do? Give them a Popeye's biscuit, or are you going to give them some water? If someone's thirsty, do not give them a Popeye's biscuit, bro. You're going to make them choke. Okay? If someone is hurting, you don't tell them about your day at work. Someone's hurting, you comfort them. You don't tell them about something that's insignificant that they don't care about. Look around to the people who are, a lot of people who are in need. It's not that they're prideful, so they don't say anything. We have this thing in America that says a closed mouth doesn't get fed. Well, that's because they have shame for themselves. It's not about, you noticed that they need something, but you didn't give it to them because they didn't say something. Quit being an arrogant prick. Please stop doing that. Closed mouth doesn't get fed. You're just an arrogant prick. You want somebody to praise you. You want somebody to make you feel like you're such a boss. You want to feel like you're so superior. That's the ego. That's a terrible ego. That's a narcissistic characteristic. We shouldn't entertain that. You want somebody to sit there and massage your ego before you help them? You can look around the room. When people are in lack, a lot of them don't say anything because they're ashamed. They don't want to make you feel inadequate. There's a lot of things, speaking from a person who has less, that are going through our minds when we need help. Well, I really like the person I'm talking to, and I don't want to tell them about the things I need because then they won't be so frequent and I won't have that many people to talk to, and I like this person. I don't want to ask them for help because he's a pretty affluent person, and I'm sure people bother him all the time. And if I tell him about helping, then he's not going to come around, and he's going to think I'm just trying to manipulate him for his resources. If you are an intelligent person, which you are, if you're an intelligent person, which you are, read the room. All you need to do is read the room and look around, open your eyes and see what is lacking. And don't wait for them to sit there and beg. Take the initiative to just look at the room, look at the situation, and get what is needed and give it. And don't wait for them to put your name on a piece of paper to show the audience. Just do it. The brother said, yeah, don't be a person who's condescending about helping. A lot of people are condescending about helping because they have a lot of demons inside their mind. They make a lot of terrible excuses why they shouldn't help someone. But that's greed. Deep behind that is what is called greed. They want something from being able to help someone else. Sometimes the enlightened answer is, brother, give the man some rice. Give him some. When somebody is hungry, what is more compassionate? Giving them a philosophy book or giving them some food? Give them something to eat, man. Compassion needs something which is called discernment, or being able to make the proper decision. If somebody lacks food, provide them with food. If somebody lacks clothing, give them a pair of clothes. Somebody is sick, give them medical aid. Somebody is lonely, offer companionship. If somebody is stupid, offer them knowledge. If somebody is trapped in a destructive habit, trapped in a cycle of destructive habits, don't confuse compassion with enabling with them habits. Somebody who has addiction, drugs, alcohol, or destructive behaviors, don't help them with enabling those type of things. If somebody's on drugs, you don't offer them money. Somebody who's an alcoholic, you don't take them and be like, hey, let's go hang out at the bar. Somebody who's addicted to pornography, you don't be like, hey, let's go to the men's club. Let's go to the strip club. Hell, let's go out and stroll the town looking at females. Someone who's addicted to drugs, you don't sit there and be like, hey, yeah, you're addicted to drugs, but, and start smoking weed around them. Compassion should respond to the actual suffering that is going on in front of us. Compassion should actually respond to the suffering in front of us. And it's not just being compassionate. A lot of people have compassion without wisdom. They have too much compassion, but no wisdom. They have a lot of sympathy for the knife, but not the hand that it cuts. That's a big problem. And I'd like to talk about that because I've seen it too many times where you have people who have too much sympathy, too much empathy, and too much compassion for the villain and not the victim. They baby, they walk behind, they boot kiss, and they pamper the tyrant. When the people who are suffering, they throw a blind eye, they ignore, tell them next time, and tell them or wait and be patient. How much more patient do they need to be before they completely die? The candle completely goes out. How much more compassionate do they need to be? How much more patient do they need to be? How much more do they need to wait before you see that they're the ones that need the help, not the tyrants, not the dictator, not the person who has thousands of abundances. He has abundance on top of abundance, and you're coming with your little piece to think that you're going to be able to help them with your little piece of information, your little charity that you're giving. There is a quote from the Dhammapada, which I do recommend that you read, where the Buddha has said, conquer anger with no anger, conquer evil with good, conquer the miser with giving, conquer the liar with truth. That gives you 4 movements: hatred, goodwill; harm, goodness; greed, generosity; falsehood with truth. There's your 4 foundations right there. It didn't say help the rich get richer. It didn't say help the rich get richer. Give more to the greedy. Excuse me. Give more to the greedy. It didn't say the person who hates support their suspicions. The person who wants to harm, support their ideas, their reckless ideas. It said the complete opposite. And this is the Buddha that says this. Our a noble teacher. And you got to notice something important. The Buddha doesn't say just feel compassion. He gives us actions. Compassion that never becomes action remains only an intention. Wow. Bro, that's a lecture in itself. That is a lecture in itself. Compassion that never becomes an action only is an intention. Compassion that has no action is only an intention. Just keep it inside your mind, man. Compassion needs work. It needs the limbs to move. Compassion needs a place where things can change. You can't just keep it in the heart. You can't just keep it inside the heart. Compassion that stays inside the heart will later on turn to resentment or it turns to sadness. Do you understand that? Compassion that does not come to life, to come to the physical world, stays in the heart and will turn to tears later. Because you had the opportunity and you did not. You had the opportunity and people just suffered. Look at Palestine. We had all those opportunities and we didn't. Now all of us are in tears. The humans are in tears. The real human beings are in tears. And the tyrants are laughing. Yeah, don't think we don't know about that situation. They need our utmost support and compassion. What is going on there is right before our eyes, a genocide right before our eyes. And we just sit there and watch it, and it gets worse and worse and worse. And it's televised. Sad. They need more compassion than just our intentions. They need our help. Action without wisdom can sometimes create another form of suffering. Actions without wisdom create another type of suffering. You have to have a little bit of wisdom when you're doing things of generosity. I'll give you a story. This is actually a story that I heard from when I was living in Arabia, when I was living in the Gulf. It was talking about a married couple, or not a married couple, but marriage. It was saying that if a man was to marry a woman this is a story I learned from Islamic books, theology. It was saying that, it was talking about equality in marriage, saying if a poor woman marries a rich man, or if a rich man marries a rich woman, or a poor man marries a rich woman. It said if a poor man or a rich man marries a poor woman, what happens is you start to give her all these blessings. He starts to give her all of these things that she was never been accustomed to as growing up in her whole life. He marries a poor woman from a poor class, from a poor family, and brings her into absolute luxury, absolute luxury. Say something was to happen to the marriage, the husband dies, or maybe they break up, God forbid. She became accustomed to the life in this type of environment. Opulence, she became accustomed to it. She became accustomed to life where things are given to her on a golden platter, the luxuries of life. Now, if he was to die or they were to break up, she's going to have to go back to a life of poverty. That's going to hurt her more. She's not going to be able to survive in that type of environment. You're hurting her more. She has to go back to the rusty farm village after she's had, been wine and dine with luxury. It's very, very, very difficult. Now, the other side of that is a poor man marrying a very rich woman, extremely rich woman. And if they got together, do you think that that woman is going to respect him? Not at all. Not at all. She's not going to respect you. Not only is she not going to respect you, she's going to see you as less than her. That you have nothing to bring to the table. You have no way of doing anything for her that is going to be out of the ordinary to catch her respect and her honor. So the man is always going to feel like he is lacking in front of her. Now, the last of them is the people who have equality in their standards of living. This is a more prosperous type of relationship where the playing field is equal. No one is less or higher. They respect each other. They understand each other where they both come from, and it is more practical for them to be together. So going back so you don't lose track, we're talking about actions without wisdom can sometimes cause another to form suffering. Actions without wisdom can cause suffering. So basically, treating somebody outside of their condition can actually hinder them. People who have drug addictions, but yet you want to give them money, you're enabling them as soon as they leave to go back and go do more drugs. The problem is they have money to buy drugs, so they go buy them because they have no willpower. But they know that you are a source of income. They'll tell you whatever you want to hear so they can get that money to go buy them drugs. So both of you are hurting. You wasting all your time, your effort, your wisdom, and energy trying to get them clean, and you have compassion, you have love for them, family member or not, and at the same time, they're there being like, well, I can only trust you, but at the same time, I love my drugs more than you, so I have to use you and tell you what you want to hear so I can get my drugs. So both of you are failing each other because the lack of wisdom. Wisdom also needs willpower. Wisdom needs you to be strong. If you're going to make a decision, then you must have proper discernment. Remember the Eightfold Path. You have to have proper discernment. You have to have proper intention. You have to have the proper view, proper action, proper livelihood. Okay? I should post that up on there somewhere, the Eightfold Path, because it's important that this is the top, always on the top of our heads as Buddhist practitioners. So reaching people at the level they are at, not reaching down to people, not reaching up to people, reaching people at the level they are at. This is wisdom. This is compassion. This is generosity. People who are at a strange position in life, if you're at a really high position and you try to come back down to earth, they're going to be like, oh, you think you're better than us. You pity us. You come down here to help us after you reach high. You're not high. What happens to a lot of these so-called stars that try to go back into the hood and help people in the hood? They end up getting killed and shot. Oh, you trying to gloat in our face? You trying to show that you're better than us? You have pity for us? You think that we're lower than you? A lot of jealousy and envy, a lot of bad things happen when people from higher positions try to come down and help the community. So you have to be wise in how you discern your help, your generosity. You got to be cool. You got to come in and come out. Know when to do that. There are different levels of help. You can present, actually, let me see, material help, food, shelter, clothing, medicine, transportation, education, financial help, financial assistance. It's important because spiritual teaching should never become an excuse for ignoring ordinary suffering. It's not that you just give people advice about how to calm their mind, how to meditate. That's only one aspect of spiritual advice. You also need to be able to learn how to give spiritual advice about shelter, food, economics, the world, how to deal with intricate situations. This is also part of the spiritual path. Like I said, we don't sit in the lotus position all day. We wash our clothes, we eat, we have time down to ourselves, we read books, we sit, we think, we paint. There is things that we do outside of meditation. Outside of chanting, we have thoughts, we have ideas. So it is important because spiritual teaching should never become an excuse for ignoring ordinary suffering. Someone saying to you, for example, your suffering is only attachment, while refusing to help a hungry person is missing something fundamentally. This guy coming to you telling me I'm hungry, oh, brother, you have attachment. Nah, man, you're missing the whole point. My man didn't say nothing about attachment. He said he wants some rice. He's not attached to the rice. My man is hungry. Let that man eat. Let my man eat. We deal with a lot of things. Emotional help. Sometimes people don't need money. They need emotional help, man. They need to be told, man, I love you. It's not about emotional, discarding. Oh, emotions are just things that come in contact with something else. You have emotion. You're not a robot. Bro, I need love, bro. I'm not a robot. I'm not a Vulcan from Star Trek. Do you understand? I need a pillow to cry on. You know what I'm saying? I need somebody to talk to. I'm going through some problems with my family. I just need your presence. Be the presence. Be there to be the listening ear. So when they do open up, they got somebody to chat with, man. That's all they're looking for. That's all they're looking for. They need somebody to listen. They need somebody to sit beside them. They need some encouragement. They need somebody to say, I see you. You don't have to carry this alone. I see you, bro. They need somebody to encourage them to be like, hey, man, you're doing pretty good. I saw you out there playing basketball today, man. You out there pushing it hard. Small things of encouragement. Think of as being a teacher before I was a monk. Think of the world like children. And you being like an older brother. So what that means is when I was in my classroom, You have to take care of the classroom. So that means you have to sit there and kind of look around at the behaviors of the children. The ones who are quiet, are they being too loud? The ones who are loud, are they being too quiet? Are the ones who are neutral doing things that are outside of their character? Walk around your classroom and start telling the children personally, hey man, I'm proud of you today. Hey, you did a good job. I saw your paper yesterday. You did a good job on that paper. Hey, you could do better. I saw you do a lot of work. I'll do better. And they'd be surprised that you are actually paying attention to them because they think that they're by themselves. They think the world is caving in on them and they have nobody. But you whisper in their ear, you know what? I wanted to tell you, I didn't tell you the day that you did it, but last week I saw you, you gave a barbecue to all them. You gave a barbecue and everybody came over and I forgot to give you a couple bucks to say, I wanted to help you out with your barbecue because you bought all that stuff from your own pocket. So here's about $40, $50. So next time you throw a beautiful barbecue like that, you can have a lot of help because we're a community. We're a community, so I want to throw $50 in your pocket for some extra potato salad or, buy some drinks or, non-alcoholic drinks, or to help with the salad or to help with the macaroni and cheese or whatever it is that you do here, man. Because we're a community, we help each other and we love the way that you cook. Everybody loved the way that you cook. Nobody told you? Yeah, man, we love the way you cook, man. Here, put this in your pocket. That is how you form community. That is how you form a system that makes us able to communicate with each other. Stop going everywhere looking for a damn handout all the time. Everywhere you go looking for somebody to do something for you for free. Stop doing that, man. Help each other, man. You see the brother, you see the sister out there cooking. You see she out there cooking and cleaning and help them out. Give them a couple bucks. Pick up a broom. Help them sweep. Help each other. We need encouragement. They need somebody to say, I see you. You don't have to carry this alone. You don't have to clean this alone. That in itself is an act of generosity. Intellectual help as well. Education is tremendous generosity. If you have a skill or talent, not everybody needs you to pay you for every damn thing, man. That's all you think about, money, money, money. That's why you are a horrible person. You're shallow. And that's why the God of money rules everything. And this is why we have a lot of killing, pillaging, and destruction, because the God of money demands that. But once you start working on a system that demands no money, it demands your generosity and your kind heart, a piece of that God, the money God, dies. A piece of the money God dies. If you have a talent or skill, teach people. And don't be sad if they come or they don't come. If they come 1-2 days, be happy. If they don't come the 4th day, it doesn't matter. You still have the skill. You're still willing to teach. You didn't give up on them. They might have had some altercations. Maybe they gave up on themselves. But still, never close your door. Always have a revolving door for people that want to learn from the skill that you have, whatever it is. Art, mechanic, plumbing, whatever God-given skill that you have, make that a revolving door for people with no money. I'm not saying that you need to do everything for free. It just means that for some people who just can't afford it, or just seriously, they really, really are interested, just give it to them, man. Give it to them. It'll cure your heart, and it will open theirs. It will cure your heart from greed, and will open theirs. That there's a possibility for them to succeed in life. That there's people that care for them in life. That there's people that when you were young and nobody was there for you, you prove that there is people like what you needed that wasn't present at your time. Everybody knows the saying. If you teach a person how to fish fish for a day, they'll only eat for today. But if you teach a person how to, if how's that saying go? If you give a person a fish, he'll eat for a day. But if you teach a person how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. And for you guys who are strict vegans out there, if you teach a person, if you give a piece of bread, you know the vegans will tear you up, bro. I'm telling you, the hardcore vegans out there, they're like, oh, fishing. They don't want to hear nothing about no animals or nothing. I'm just telling you, they get crazy with that, man. I've been around some strict vegans. They were like the extreme vegans. Why does it have to be fish? So I'll make another quote so you can hear the message, because we know that you're very, one-sided in your. If you give a person a piece of bread, he'll eat for a day. But if you teach him how to make a loaf, he'll know how to make a loaf forever. How's that? There. Now you're happy, huh? Oh yeah, okay, good, no fish. All right, so the Buddha called the gift of the Dharma the highest gift. Okay, he said the gift of the Dharma excels all gifts. That's in the Dhammapada also. But be careful with this one, all right? Because it doesn't mean we should force Buddha's philosophy onto somebody who needs lunch. We don't need to force Buddha's philosophy on anyone. We're not evangelists like that, bro. You guys have to remember, being a Buddhist monk or a Buddhist practitioner, we do not have this evangelistic approach like Abrahamic faith, always bashing you every moment they open their mouth. It's because of God. It's because of Jesus. It's because of Yahweh. It's because of Allah. It's because of the Prophet. It's because of this. And it's like, nobody cares. I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you to be a human. That's what I'm asking you. If I want to know, I will ask you. For us as Buddhist practitioners or Dharma practitioners, our morality speaks about our path. Our morality is our way that we promote the Dharma. Our intellectual ability is the way that we promote our Dharma. The way that we speak, the way that we act, the way that we talk, the way that we are selfish is the way that we present the Dharma to the world. That is how. It isn't about being like, oh, I woke up today and I feel just like the enlightened Buddha. No, you don't need to open your mouth every time you say it and say, oh, look at that light, just like the Buddha's light that spread about the world. You don't need to do that. Are you hungry? How about we eat something that the Buddha used to eat? You don't need to be like that. People, that's irritating. It's annoying. It's so annoying. That approach is dead. And that's not how you spread the Dharma. You spread the Dharma by living and being in the footsteps of the Dharma. That is how you spread the Dharma. How you spread the Dharma is living it, not preaching it. You live it, and that is how Buddhism has been spread and has always been spread. A lot of spiritual people get in trouble themselves because of that. Wisdom knows which gift belongs and at which moment. A spiritual person, a person who's wise knows which gift belongs in which moment. If you're sitting there preaching to me all the time, it means, bro, you're not being genuine. You're being disingenuous. You don't care about my welfare. You care about numbers to your flock in your community. That's the only thing you care for. Other things are one of the most, this can be one of the most memorable sections, I think, of this talk is that what kind of help is not recommended? I personally like to think about the 5 precepts: lying, killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, and mind-altering intoxication. This is the 5 principles or the doorways into the fold and accepting of the Buddhist practice or the Dharma. If helping people are enabling you to conduct one of these 5, then this is the help that's not recommended. This is the type of help that's not only recommended, it is discarded. We don't deal with that. I cannot help you in destroying yourself or others. I cannot help you steal. I cannot help you lie. I cannot help you kill any sentient being. I cannot help you in sexual deviancy. And I cannot help you intoxify your mind where you are out of your senses. This is something I cannot help you with. Or I cannot help you enable someone else. Even myself. And you have to be careful because sometimes what looks like generosity, okay, manipulation, the narcissist, dealing with the narcissist, what looks like generosity is actually domination. So remember, when you are being wise, when you are using generosity, you must have an inkling of wisdom. For you guys who don't know a lot about wisdom or are developing wisdom, bro, you better have a little bit of ism behind your back. You better have a little bit of street knowledge. You better have some wisdom, some ism. You better have a little street knowledge behind your back. Because there's people out here who are out there to get you. They are out to get you. Hi, spiritual man. Let me borrow $1. Let me borrow $5. What? They're out there to take advantage of you. They're not there because they want to listen to your message. They're trying to manipulate you. And it's happened to me many times. And the reason was because I was too naive, credulous, and I didn't want to think that people could use this message for the wrong reason. I didn't believe that people could be using such a beautiful message and use it for personal gain. So, spiritual domination, or the narcissistic approach to that could look like, I helped you, therefore you owe me. I did something for you, so you owe me, buddy. That's not pure generosity. That's not being genuine at all. He enslaving you. I did something for you, and if you don't help me, that means that I'm going to take my favors away I'm going to take my blessings away for you so you can just be on your own. What's up, Claiborne? I didn't know you was here. Blessed love, Claiborne. I'm nice and I'm naive too, but I'm not Boo Boo the Fool. Don't play me like no punk. I don't like that one. Don't play me for the punk though. You know what I'm saying? That's a different story. Now you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. I'll be generous and nice and help you out. I'll give you a place to sleep and give you food, but don't think I'm your funk. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean, man. So now let's talk about something else, my man. The giver has secretly created a debt. What is debt? Debt is slavery. Debt means I owe you, you owe me. No, that's slavery. And the worse that it gets, the longer the debt is, the worse it gets. Don't help people to make yourself feel superior. Closed mouth don't get fed. Don't help people just because you want to feel that you are superior, you are better, you are higher. It's to feed your sadomasochist pleasure. Do you understand? Some people are sadists. They get off on that. They get off when people is begging them at your feet. It makes them feel that they are something. There's a subtle or maybe a big ego hiding behind that. You understand? Look at how compassionate I am. Look at how beautiful I am. Look at the good deeds that I do. People are always rushing up to me for help. Now, if people stop rushing up to help and people stop asking him, would that same egotistical person go to them and just help them? No, he wouldn't. He always wants help to come to him. He doesn't go to help others. He waits for them to come to him like he is somebody. Generosity for him becomes another possession of the ego. The Buddha's teaching on non-attachment, okay, gives us a different possibility. Give without turning the gift into an identity. Give without turning giving into an identity. Don't enable destructive behavior. That's extremely important. You don't want that to be your identity. Oh, I'm a giver. This is what I do. I give. You give because it needs to be given. That's not your identity, man. You're giving, but you're not the giver. You're just giving person, but you also can be in many other things. Don't turn it into identity. Don't worry, Claiborne. We all have ego. That's why we're here. We're all here to try to understand and point out where the ego hides. So therefore, when it's times to get rid of this ego, we can find it in the places it hides within inside of our minds. We all have ego. I have ego too. But we're talking about the ego and where it hides, where it manifests itself, and the refuges it seeks in our feelings, in our thoughts, in our body, in our actions. So that's why we're here today. Compassion also means not cooperating with somebody's self-destructive behavior, not cooperating with somebody's self-determination to implode on themselves. Okay, sometimes the compassionate answer is yes, sometimes it's no. I love you, but no. Can I borrow a few dollars? No, crackhead. No, you cannot. You want some food? You want some biscuits? No, you cannot have no money because I know you're about to go buy some opioids. You cannot because you're about to go smoke some drugs. I'm not giving you no money. You want a hug? I can give you a hug. You want to learn how to meditate? I'm not giving you no money. I have no money. Can I have some money? Okay? I can help you, but maybe not in the way that you're asking. That's a very Buddhist kind of wisdom because karuna and panya, karuna means to be kind or generous, and panya in Pali language means to have wisdom and spiritual insight, wisdom, development of spiritual wisdom. They belong together. You cannot have karuna without panya, and there's no panya without karuna. There's no wisdom without compassion. There's no compassion without wisdom. They go together. You can't have them without each other. They have to go together. Or you are doing a disservice to the person, you're doing a disservice to yourself, which we'll find out in the end, in the long run, it'll end up into suffering. It'll end up to dukkha. Dukkha means suffering. It'll turns into hardship. You're not going to be able to continue that cycle. Some of the Eastern sages repeatedly return to the same principle. Eastern sages, these are not Buddhists particular, but you can, broaden your spectrum about people, sages, spiritual people that have a type of enlightenment within themselves, to themselves. Confucius thought emphasizing Ren, okay, humanness and benevolence. Confucius thought emphasizes Ren, humanness and benevolence. Taoist thought often emphasizes simplicity, non-forcing, and acting in harmony rather than trying to control everything. A Taoist teaching is you should not help somebody all the time. Because if you continue to help somebody, you are actually interjecting yourself into their fate or their stream of karma. If you always are interjecting yourself in people's way, then how are they going to be able to build and muster their wisdom, and how are they going to be able to reach their fate? It is through their fate and through their karmas how they develop an understanding of wisdom. But if you're always there, it's kind of like a baby that never stops getting pampered. It's like a princess that's always lived inside the palace. She doesn't know what the real world is. Remember, the Tathagata, before he was the enlightened Buddha, he lived in a palace. He was the son of a king. He was a prince, and everything that he had and wanted was given freely to him. One day, he wanted to go outside of the palace. Siddhartha Gautama wanted to go outside the palace. He wanted to see what was everything. And when his father knew about that, what did he do? He ordered his panel to go up there, clean up the streets, get all the homeless people off the streets. He doctored everything, North Korea style. You know what I'm saying? Dead serious. He went out there, North Korea style, got all the old people off the street, made people wear nice clothes, fresh food. He made all the lepers or sick people, pushed them off the road. So when the prince went out, he saw a doctored reality. That's crazy. He saw a doctored reality. Do you understand? So that in itself was interjecting so much that he would not be able to process the truth. Interjected into his fate. Interjected into his perception of reality. But the divine works in divine ways. And there was a bodhisattva posed as an old man dying. And the Siddhartha Gautama, soon to be Buddha, saw him and realized that there is a thing called death and old age. And that's what started him off on his adventure of how to become the Buddha. Which is a really interesting story. So the Taoists, for example, they have a pretty interesting lifestyle. I like some of their things that they say. It's very close to Buddhism. And they've always kind of had a big harmony between themselves, at least, in China. And it doesn't mean that other mystery schools are not very similar to Buddhism. Hinduism is very similar. They both believe in the Dharma as well. A lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of schools of thought everywhere. Okay? So anyway, in the Hindu tradition, Siva, selfless service, becomes a major spiritual idea. Selfless service. Buddhism gives us metta, which is loving kindness, karuna, compassion, mudita, sympathetic joy for others. Mudita, sympathetic joy when others are happiness, or upekkha, which is equanimity. Happy when other people are happy. Sympathetic joy, upekkha, is equanimity. together, they give you a beautiful framework. Help others, but don't possess them. Love others, but don't control them. Give to others, but don't humiliate them. Don't humiliate people that you give to. I gave that hat to Bonte. He didn't have a hat. I gave that robe to Bonte because he was so poor. Don't do that. Don't be that person. Don't humiliate people. If you give, shut up about it and just forget that you gave and let the karma do its work. Let the good karma manifest itself. Okay? Guide others, but don't make them feel dependent on you. Serve others, but don't turn service into vanity. You know what I mean? This is the backbone of our work. We do things selflessly. We don't want the karma that we do to turn around and bite us in the back. We don't want the good karma we do to turn around and bite us in the back to make us slaves. We want to do good karma because it is the right thing to do. No God, no prophet, no messenger. It is the right thing to do because we are brothers in humanity. That's it. That's why we do it. Another thing about us helping one another and ourselves is getting out of the way. Move, boy. Get out the way. We often think that if I care about someone, I must solve their problem. Like we just said, if I care about you, I have to solve your problem. No, that's not true. If you care about someone, you must allow them to accept, you must allow them to solve the problem on themselves, but just be there for them. Sometimes the most helpful thing is to give someone the tools and space that they need to solve their own problems. Yeah, you might know the problem. Yeah, you might know the situation. Yeah, you might know the outcome, but sometimes you got to step back. Like a parent to their child. You know what's going to happen, but you're going to have to allow them to make the mistakes so they can build wisdom and know that they are a self. They know that they themselves are a source where they can develop wisdom on their own. You are not going to be here. We are impermanent. We are impermanent. We're going to pass away. We get hit by a car. Then what? We could die just taking the last step of our life. Boom, pass out, die. So what does that mean? That means that they are going to sit there and be like, oh, my source of wisdom is gone. And they're going to be very dependent on other people for wisdom because you're not there. You have to develop them, that they are a source of wisdom. They have to develop their wisdom eye. Sometimes the most helpful thing is to give someone the tools and space to solve their own problem. Speaking about a parent, even though you know the answer, tell them you don't know. You don't know. Make them work a little harder. Builds character. Make them work a little harder. They're young. They got a lot of energy. They'll be all right. Yeah, you want to make sure that people, in general, if you keep solving problems for them, they're going to say, I can't solve problems. I need a guru. No, you don't need a guru. You need to be dependent on yourself, but you also need to not be arrogant enough that you don't think that you don't need to go anyone. I can do everything myself. I don't need nobody. Don't be that guy. Oh God, please don't be that guy. The arrogant. Nobody wants to be around that person either. Remember, there is 3 types of people. I think it was an Arabic saying. There are 3 types of people that never learn. The person who knows everything, he'll never ask a question. I know it. I know how to do everything. The person who is too shy, to ask a question. Okay? They're too shy to actually raise their hand and ask a question to get the answer. And the person who doubts everything. 3 types of people that will never learn. Person who thinks they know everything. A person is too shy to answer a question. A person who suffers doubt. A person who suffers doubt, they're stuck in their own gray fog. Boy, that coffee is good. That coffee is good. Okay, the purpose of compassion, all right? The purpose of compassion is not to make people permanent and dependent upon your compassion. It is help them liberate. It is to help them feel liberated, to help them feel that they are a successful member of the community. They're a successful member of society. To fix their broken hearts, and they feel that they are worthy of their own love and compassion. The purpose is to help beings move toward greater liberation and freedom from the fears that are projected from their own mind. That is a powerful insight that you must know. The purpose of having a flock, a purpose of having members, is to let them liberate and go back to their life being a new person. You're not supposed to keep them as spiritual slaves forever. You're supposed to liberate them, to help them free, to experience their life and create goodness in the earth, not to just follow you around every day. Who wants to be followed around every day? I got to use the bathroom. I want to go to bed. I want to relax. How do you do that if people are dependent on you for every single thing? And if they are dependent on you for every single thing, then maybe you're not teaching them what needs to be taught. Another thing before I take my leave is we are not out here trying to make everyone's life comfortable. If people are living in misery, you're not trying to make them feel comfortable living in pain, suffering, and seclusion or misery. That's not the purpose. We're not here to make people's life comfortable in pain. We're not here to make people's life comfortable in suffering. We are here to help reduce the cause of suffering. Give them options. If they have options, now it's their responsibility to use these options. It is their responsibility to use these options to do what they will, do what thou will with the options that you have. Now you're changing the responsibility. The responsibility off my back and putting it back on you. So you see that the reason why we are suffering, a lot of us in life are suffering because we don't want to take the initiative to change our behaviors. We become accustomed to the suffering. And we get scared of the nuance of having something new, something to fall on that could possibly redirect our life. That is a big problem. And we said it kind of before already that food helps hunger, education helps ignorance, love helps loneliness, justice helps oppression. But the Dharma, it kind of addresses a deeper cause, It goes into a deeper cause. Greed, hatred, delusion, attachment, fear, craving, and ignorance. This gives you a beautiful, understanding the root of greed, hatred, delusion, attachment, fear, craving. These things will help you go deep inside the mind and find out where these feelings are coming from. What's initiating them, and what is the antidote? What's the antidote of greed? Giving. What's the antidote of hate? Love. What's the antidote of a delusion? Clear understanding, clear perception. What is the antidote of attachment? Giving, dana. To give dana, give away. What's the antidote of fear? Living a life full of. What is the antidote of fear? Oh, what do they say? Fear, non-fear? Non-fear. Not being afraid, but understanding the real truth. The truth behind what do you do fear? What really is it? Break the fear down into pieces. Oh. Oh, every human being has something they can give. Some can give money, some can give food, some can give knowledge, some can give this and that and this and that, give protection. Some can give the dharma, and some people, when they have nothing else, they can simply give another human being their presence or a smile or a hug. Don't only ask, okay, what do I have? Ask, what does the person need? How can I bring more light to the table of their life? What can I bring that will actually put us both in a situation of progress, spiritual progress? This is generosity, guided by wisdom. That is compassion, guided by understanding. And that is how we become a refuge for one another. This is how we become a sanctuary for one another. Okay? This is how we become a sanctuary for one another without becoming the prison for one another. We have to realize that. And with that being said, I'm going to take my leave so I can go get my lunch. And if there's anything that I've said that goes against the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, please drop everything I said, return back to the scholarly texts, masters in meditation, the higher scholars of Buddhism. I'm only telling you from my experiences as a monk. And the Dharma is not lacking. The Dharma is not lacking, but my knowledge may be. And depending on what I come in contact with through reading, sitting with elders, sitting with the scholars, my opinion may change. It's not consistent. It may change. Okay? So with that being said, peace, blessings, love, and light. I hope that you live a wholesome life filled with compassion, love, and a change of position to make you enlightened even before me. Peace, blessings, love, and light. Amita Fall, Amita Fall, Amita Fall. Brother Claiborne, do me a favor, my man. I'm really trying to push this algorithm out here because YouTube keeps drowning my stuff. Make sure that you take my videos and post them to your page. Post them anywhere on the YouTube page. That's where I'm always going live. Take my stuff and post it anywhere if you can, please. Because they're always blocking for some reason. They're blocking my algorithm. And I don't know why. It's so frustrating. They're telling me only 8 people saw the view. It's not about the view, but I want to get this message out. Not me, but push the message out as much as you possibly can. Take any video on YouTube, on the live videos, and just post them to anywhere. It doesn't matter. Post them to any Buddhist site, anything that you like, man. And message me. I'm getting ready to go to lunch, but just hit me up and please take any of these videos and post them live. And that go for anybody as well. Thank you for coming, man. I really appreciate it. I'm hungry now. I don't want coffee. Got me all hungry. Coffee making stuff. You know, I want to get some salad. Let me go eat some salad or something. Blessed love. Amita Fa, Amita Fa, Amita Fa. Azita Fat.